So this generator needs an oil change, and I'm going to get it done before it gets extremely cold out. The fingers don't work quite as well when it's -20, so now's the time to do this. So with all your tools and oil at the ready, it only takes about 10 minutes to get this done. Pulling the generator over to the edge of the staircase makes it handy for draining this oil out. Just quickly throw a boot under here and get this generator up in the air a bit, get all this oil drained out. Doesn't take long, only a couple minutes. This takes 18 ounces, so I just measured that out in here. Pop the cap, stick it in, and then turn the oil on. And right to the edge. Perfect. So you want to get all your preventive maintenance done on all your equipment before winter sets in. You don't want to have to be out there when it's brutal cold out doing oil changes. Best time to do that stuff is right now. So anytime I have to charge these batteries with the generator, the charger's located in this battery box, and I have to pass a extension cord through the lid opening. I'm getting tired of that, so I'm going to install this little pigtail pass-through. That way I can just plug the extension cord right into it without opening the lid. So I'm using the impact when it's lowest setting. I don't want to run them in full force with this impact driver and crack the plastic, so using the lowest setting. So now when I want to charge this, I just plug it in out here. Without opening the lid. You can make a new lid for this today also. So I'm going to set up the sawhorses and get the generator set up. I'm going to cut some 3/4 inch plywood. 2 pieces of that. I'm going to glue it and screw it together. And that'll make an 1.5 inch thick lid for that battery box. Getting some stuff out of my way, out of the workshop, putting it in the ATV shed. Just trying to get stuff out of my way so I can get this project done. Time I built this, I just made this lid with some scrap wood that I had laying around. It's starting to warp, and it's overly heavy because it's made out of 2x6s. It's starting to let some water in, so I'm going to go ahead and fix this lid, make a new one today. This is my last piece of 3/4 inch plywood from the kitchen project. It's been sitting out in the elements for quite some time, so it's got a little bit of warp to it, but once I screw the two pieces together, it should fix that problem. So I don't have enough of the aluminum cladding to get this thing covered up like the old one was. I'm not going to do wood trim on it like I did the last time. Use two pieces of 3/4 inch plywood, glued and screwed together, and then I'll cover it up with the aluminum as soon as I get some. But for now, I'm just going to get it coated up with some Thompson water seal. Try to protect it while I'm gone at work. So you might be wondering why I have this aluminum cladding on all the buildings down low. It's because of porcupines. They love plywood. The porcupines will keep munching on plywood until they make a hole clean through, so it's important to protect against the porcupine out here. So this is a small hill with a cliff face to the right. This is right near the helicopter landing zone. I got two dead white spruce trees, beetle killed. I'm just going to go ahead and take them down. There were the last two remaining dead spruce trees anywhere near the cabin, so these got to go. It's just going to take a little bit more work to bring the wood up the hill. Here you can see it's kind of bad 360 camera footage, but you can kind of make out this cliff face here. Taking the chainsaw back to the cabin, and I'm going to bring the ATV and the trailer over and retrieve all the rounds that I cut. Get them over here to the cabin and get those split up. Next project is to get these gutters pulled down for the winter. Otherwise, the snow sheds off the roof and it damages all these brackets. It breaks them, bends them all up. It also will damage the gutters themselves. So I'm going to get all this stuff pulled down and put up for the winter. Clipped itself back in. So another reason to take the gutters down is with the freezing temperatures, the water catchment system needs to be deactivated for the winter. Next time home, I'll be cutting holes through the lake ice and getting my water that way. So the water catchment has done its job. once again, and time to take it down for the winter.
There we go. Nice.
Yeah, you don't want to break these brackets because the local hardware store is always out of them. Everybody has broken brackets in the springtime, and you'll never find them in stock. Every once in a while, you get lucky and find one or two or three when you need a dozen of them. So take you 3-4 years to finally get the brackets. So of course, the west side was all a number 2 square bit, and the east side is all Phillips head. So quick run down to the workshop. I'll get the right bit and get all these brackets for the gutters pulled down. The older I get, the more I'm despising Phillips head screws. I'll use a Torx or a square bit screw over Phillips any day. So when these brackets get put up next year, I'm going to go with the square bit, make it match the west side. Back to the workshop for the 100th time this morning. Need to get some bags for these brackets. Just going to scoot these gutters over to the edge of the porch. That way I can reach it from the ground. Get all these gutters put up underneath the cabin. Going to get this ladder put up also underneath the cabin. Got a nice little rack under there for storing wood and ladders, and I use the heck out of it. I may need this roof snow rake as soon as I come back from work, so I'll put that right here where it's nice and handy. Might be one of the very first things that I use when I get home next time. I really don't like using this sled. I had it set up with a pull rope. I'm going to take the pull rope off, put the tongue assembly back on there. I still probably won't use it all that much. I'm just not a big fan of the design of it. It doesn't work very well. I ran the east side cistern dry this morning with the faucet, but the west side cistern, I need to get that emptied. It's full, 55 gallons. So I'm going to throw a hose in it and siphon all the water out of that one. I'm going to put these water barrels up for the winter so they don't blow away. While this barrel siphons down, I'm going to go ahead and get the bare boards out and up on the porch. Start getting them located where they need to be.
All right, let that one drain. Work on this other one.
I'm rushing around quite a bit, trying to get everything done before the helicopter shows up. It's supposed to arrive at 1300, so they're usually very prompt. So I'm in a rush to get a lot of things done very quickly. After I'm done with the bare boards, I still have to shutter up the cabin, and I have a bunch of little things that I need to make sure are taken care of. Especially water. Anything that'll freeze, I need to make sure that that's all drained. Frozen water will destroy everything. Carrying a big bag of trash over to the landing zone. I'll set it there just an hour or two before the helicopter arrives. Keep animals out of it. I take the majority of my trash back to town. Now I need to grab the gas cans, get them over to the landing zone. I'll fill up at least 2 gas cans every time I come out, sometimes more, but usually 10 gallons every time I come out. So I'm going to quickly split 2 bags of wood. I'll set them inside the cabin. I'll have a full day's worth of wood split. I won't have to worry about that the first day home. So these sleds need to be ready when I come home also to bring supplies back to the cabin with the snow machine and to run down the hill and get my water. I'll have to do a water run the first day that I'm home, maybe the second day. I do have some water, but it'll all be frozen when I get home, so it will not be usable. So all the water's been drained out of my plumbing system. I've taken the filters off underneath the sink, emptied the buckets, and turned the Berkey upside down, let that drain while I'm gone. The pots on top of the wood stove, I make sure that they're emptied. If you keep water in there and they freeze up, it'll damage your pots. Round the bottoms out. I'll probably melt snow the first day when I get home. So I'll store both these water barrels in the workshop for the winter. Here's the trailer tongue. I'm going to reinstall it on this sled. Time to screw all these bare boards down to the porch. When I get back, I'll have to unscrew them and store them all back underneath the cabin.